What going on with Jules? Maybe he's sleeping.
Hang on. I have him here in Steam as well, so I'm just telling him to back to his PC.
So now we are online. Stream is going.
Random Terran against 2 Protoss. Oh, that's not me.
I think Jules wins this game all rounds.
We'll see. Protoss Terran against random Protoss. You're going to give me a control of the camera, yeah?
Yes. All players are ready, so we can start now.
Okay. Protoss random against Zerg Terran. Julian being the strongest player of the 4.
Chaos, if he plays Zerg, it's very interesting for me.
Okay. So on this map, the gold for one player, difficult expansion for the second player.
Yes.
When I played with Granish, one of us took the gold, the second of us usually went to one base. It's the safest thing to do. So over on the left hand side, we have Julian playing the Terran, have the Real Beast playing the Protoss player, and over in the top right, we have Kifs, Terran, and we have Chaos playing Zerg. Chaos. Okay, extracted trick. Julian is walling off. I expect Julian to be the player to take the gold, but it wouldn't surprise me if he instead went one base on the basis that his Kifs, apologies. Kifs is over here on the right, then I expect the Zerg player to take the gold with Kifs building below. He's Ben, I won your turn. And in terms of Julian on the left, I expect Julian to be the player to take the gold. Real Beast is fully walled off, and Kifs is fully walled off. So both players are fully walled off. One gas so far for the Real Beast. Usually that infers that he's going to expand, but it could be just that he's just waiting to get a second gas. He might have his own timing. In terms of Julian has got one gas as well. I don't think he's going to go Reaper on the basis that the base is really hard to get into. And there's not many ways to actually get into the base, so Reaper isn't the best of openings on this map. In terms of Terran hasn't taken his gases, a bit unusual. Hasn't taken his gas and hasn't expanded, so I think he'll want to expand down below. Building a second barracks. Interesting to see if he takes a third barracks as well. Going over here, getting cybernetics. Julian has taken his expansion. Julian is building a reactor. I would have expected a tech lab, but he's building a reactor. Okay. Gas. Zerg player is getting speed. He also has an expansion. Power of injection, good. No tech lab or otherwise on the barracks, which is unusual, but he has three barracks. What's this? Engineering rate, 4 barracks coming down. Looks to be early regression from Kifs. Looks to be early aggression from the players on the right hand side, Kifs and Chaos. Meanwhile, over on this side, Julian's gone up to factory. He might do a drop, or he might do something else. I'm not too sure yet. I don't expect him to go mech, since he's getting Marines out. So he's probably going to do a drop with Marines and most likely 1 or 2 mines. Julian is transferring to his gold. Chaos has already transferred to his goal as well. Okay. A lot of ling here now for Chaos. A lot of Marines as well for Kifs. This is going to be a big push. And I'm not sure if they can actually hold. But I expect the attack to be any time now within the next 2 minutes before the 5-minute mark. The push. That can't hold. If they attack straight away, it can't hold. Yeah, so as Julian was going to do the drop, and he is getting the mine. Marines should be right behind the Zergs. Attack. Stalker, but not to kill it, they should just kill the Stalker. Go right up the ramp, they go right up the ramp. Focus fire, please, the pylon, focus fire the pylon. Run inside, they should run inside. Not running inside, they need to run inside. Real Beast is in trouble. He's going to lose all his probes there if he tries to engage. He needs to pull back. Julian has his medivacs, he has a mine as well. He's going to retreat into the mine is going to do damage. He has his medivacs, he's going to hold purely on the basis that he has the medivacs. Real Beast needs to make sure that he doesn't lose his probes. Okay, and that has been held. These additional troops coming in, they should really retreat with this because they don't have enough. So most likely now Julian's got a counterattack or a drop, and the danger here is now that if he doesn't do a counterattack immediately and they attack, they won't have units back at home. Real Beast is getting blink, but he only has an economy, but he doesn't have any gas. Comes another attack just as Julian was about to do a drop. Julian has to come back. Quick. Okay, Real Beast is now dead. The problem with this was that Julian wanted to do a drop, counter the initial aggression from the other players, but unfortunately the other players decided to just continue attacking. Ideally what would have happened was they would have completely walled off the front to allow Julian the opportunity to do a drop. As you can see, Chaos and Kifs, they're just sending a stream of units straight across the map. The game is over effectively. Julian is still mining, but he's no longer mining at the gold. He should transfer his units back to the gold. Trying to hold as best he can. What Chaos and Kifs should be doing now is they should just rally all the units together and attack together. And if they do that, they'll probably win. As it is, they're just sending units straight across the map, and it's manageable at the moment for Julian. The best plan here from Julian should be to walk across the map. Now his tank, rather than doing a drop across the map, he should actually walk across the map in order to kill any reinforcements on the way. So he's getting a good army now. And Chaos still hasn't started droning again. And Kifs is still on one base. No gases, so this is literally an all-in. Julian should siege his tank. He has a few units back at home, and he's doing a drop. All he needs to do is make sure build. And unfortunately here for Julian is that he used the same SCV to build a farm and an actual bunker, which basically meant the bunker wasn't built. Okay, so meanwhile here's the drop. This will kill Kif's economy. Well, that drop is going on, and he's held the front as well. So this is really good for Team Julian as such. I'll run across to gold. Queen is dead. Micro a little bit. Okay, it's fine. Okay. And it looks that Julian is not only has he held, but he's now actually done critical damage to the Terran and the Zerg player. And Chaos and Kips, it looks like the game is actually over now. Very few economy. What Julian needs to do is kill the hatch. Okay, he wants as many SCVs or drones as possible. I would have thought that Julian would do another drop, but he's not getting any more star medevacs. Okay, sending his map. Meanwhile, back at home, Wheelbase is slowly coming back into the game. Critical to now, Julian is getting medevacs. Don't look at Julian's income. Income isn't great. Should have got the medevacs earlier, which would have allowed him to immediately re-attack. Got to poke in with the medevac, but he really needs to have a second medevac in order to attack from two sides, or have a bigger attack. So here comes his push. This will be his last push, most likely. And he's just going to, as I said from earlier, he's just going to walk the map. So in other words, he's going to prevent his opponents from actually walking across the map and causing him problems. Attack Julian. Okay, he attacks. This is one tank. Still keeps walking the map. And he is rallying his medevacs onto his army, which means basically for the time these Marines get across the map, we're going to have 4 medevacs, 5 medevacs, 2 tanks, which should be enough. More harassment here. So Chaos and Kips have no real economy as such. Yeah, and there's the GG. So to recap, Julian held the strong push from Chaos and Kips, countered with a medevac drop, which did critical damage, and then he followed it up with basically walking the map.
It was an interesting game around. But Chaos team, he must have 1 point, because if he gets only 1 point, he can have a second match with Neckbreaker and Leon Fab.
Okay. Critical thing there was that after Julian held the push, he decided to put his units into his medevac with the aim of doing an immediate counterattack. But what he'd failed to realize was that his opponents were all in, and as such, they were going to continue sending units across the map, which basically almost cost him the game.
They
managed to hold.
Chaos team, they doesn't have defense. The counter
Well,
push.
they were all in from the start. But there's nothing wrong with their attack. Just Julian managed to hold it.
The counter push, it was too much. So, 1 point for Jules and the Real Beast. Going to the next map, entering the lobby.
I do expect Chaos and Kips to win one map.
I hope for them.
I don't think they'll. Is one of the maps the island map?
Yes, the last.
I'd expect Julian to win that map, to be honest. With drops.
I think Chaos going to White Race and much air, I think.
Yeah.
But first, we go to the second map.
Yep.
Zwietracht, no idea who the English.
Discord.
Ah.
I don't know that German word. And again, there was no upgrades or anything like that in the last map. They just basically straight out, yeah, Terran Zerg rushed across the map as quickly as possible, attack around the 4 minute mark, and just keep streaming in units. While the Protoss Terran players, the Protoss player looked to be doing some kind of 4 gate, while the Terran was doing quick medevac. I expect something similar in this game as well.
I think Chaos and his team, they going to rush
Oh yes, of course.
one
Every
more.
game. Yeah.
Duels now playing as random.
Yeah.
What's up with the real beast?
Protoss would be Julian's weakest race.
Now they're ready and we can start with the second round.
So very similar to the last game, only one entrance in. But unlike the last game, it's much harder to get a expansion. And when this game was on the ladder, when this map was on the ladder, what used to happen was they would take fast goals in the center of the map.
I really like this map. Think about the gold bases in the middle of the map. Very interesting if you can hold that point
So
of the
Chaos
match.
and Kips in the top left position, Aaron Zerg, with the Real Beast and Julian in the bottom right. Again, Protoss Terran. So Julian has been lucky here. Terran again. And they're going to wall off. They're going to do a full wall off. I expect something similar for the other team. So it's really easy to see basically what Chaos and Kips are going to do, because if Kips doesn't take his gases, it means they're going to do another rush, very similar to the last one. I do expect Chaos to take the natural expansion, and I expect Julian as well to take an expansion. I don't expect the Real Beast to take an expansion. Julian's getting. I don't expect to see Reapers either, because as with the last map, this map doesn't really suit Reaper play, as the allies are beside each other. So I expect another very similar build from all the teams. Vision. Got the Overlord placements. That just look out for anything fancy. And this is brilliant from Chaos. Chaos has taken a hidden base. I would have preferred to be taking the base slightly above, only because Julian might have thought something similar as well in terms of expanding. But my only concern is from Chaos is that in taking the hidden base, he mightn't take his natural, and I think basically he should take his natural. I'd much rather see him on tree base than on a hidden base that's so far away. See what happens. So here comes a little probe. Julian. So again, just to highlight, Kips has not taken his gases. This is another all in. Getting speed, getting Ling. He's now cut all his gas intake. 16 drones, and he is just going to get Lings from, which is surprising really in terms of the expansion. I expect he's just going to get a queen and then just get Ling, so the Ling will be closer to the opponent's base. But because there's a wall here, I really feel he should have really gone gas with a Baneling bust. But again, Julian has the same build as last. Actually, he doesn't have the same build as last. He actually has 2 factories. So because he has 2 factories, I'm expecting either mines or I'm expecting Helions. Could be, I think it's going to be Helions, to be honest. Okay, and he is getting Helions. And I expect a tech lab to go in the second factory in order to get Blue Flame. Right, is he rally behind? That's okay. And he looks like it's one base. Like he's one base. This could be mech, but we'll see. So meanwhile over here we can see he's getting the queen and he is getting the ling. So against no drones, this is just effectively an advanced forward hatchery in order to actually get lings closer to the opponent. Julian is scouting. He must be concerned now, knowing that he can't actually find the Zerg expansion. Must realise that the Zerg is all in. This is kind of painful for Chaos because Julian knows or suspects that they're all in on the basis that they haven't expanded. So he's scanning here to see what's going on. He knows that they're not getting gases, so he knows that they're all in as well. You can see two barracks, which is painful for Chaos because even though he has a hatch here, all it's doing is getting units, and Julian is prepared for the units. So what's going to happen here is similar to the last game. Okay, here's an engagement. Julian has to be conscious of holding the ling. If he micros this, you should be able to kill them all, but get an escape. Lucky there. Trying to expand, but he can't because there's too many ling. Don't see why Julian went in. He should have really just gone in and around and just annoyed. So should be a second pylon here for a double photon overcharge, but there's only the one. But he needs to ensure that he gets the photon overcharge. So very similar to the last game. Okay. There, the pylon's down. The pylon must go down. The question is, where are the ling going to go? Are they going to attack the units, or are they going to go to a mineral line? They're going to attack the unit and die. And Julian has 6 Helions. He should hold. Getting another Helion. Has blue flame. So Julian should now safely expand. They still don't know. No, they still don't know that there's a hidden base, but the hidden base is only for units, so therefore it's ineffective. Do larva injections. So Julian's going to cross the map, but he won't be able to get in. Okay, the real beast should really have forward pylon. Dance is just going to rally his units across the map. Oh, lift up. I'm going to try to kill the farm. If the farm goes dead, Julian's going to instantly go to the mineral lines with the Helions. The game will probably be over. How much do you have? Lot. Too much. I think this is game. I'm going to go straight to a mineral line. It looks like Julian's using the entire army together. So the real beast is given him control, and his Helios is supported by the real beast's stalkers. But this is the Terran mineral line. There's no way to save it. No. Too much there. Yeah, here's the. Dead, and then the mineral line. Blue flame Helions just destroy mineral lines almost instantly. And Julian has an expansion, but he hasn't used it. Loads of Helions at home. Yeah.
Yes, 1 point more for Jules and the real beast, so second point. Oof. I really hope they win the last game for 1 point.
I don't think they will. I think what's going to happen is Julian's just going to do a fast drop, and it's going to do damage, critical damage to one of the players. But we'll see.
I want to see a second game, Chaos and Kivs versus Neckbreaker and Leon Fab, so I hope they get the last point.
Yeah, the ideal scenario for Chaos and Kifs is if Julian does a drop on one of his opponents, while one of his opponents does a drop on him. That's the ideal scenario for him. Them. Depends whether Julian's going to be greedy or he's going to be one base. I think he because he's going to be random, so it depends. If Julian is turn, I expect him to win. If he's Protoss, he's going to go Phoenix, and if he is Zerg, he's going to go Muta. Map that's in it. Island map, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Zerg player should do Overlord drops. Current player should do drops.
Oh. The last
Number
players are
3.
the last players are ready. We can start. Jules and the wheelbase were waiting for the ready. World's random again. Chaos. Protoss.
I think in this game, on this map, Chaos and Kif should both focus on Jules.
We will see.
Yeah.
Oh. Third round, the last round of the match. This. Yay! So. And
Did I
after.
mention I hate this map?
I know you have many games on this map, this tournament.
I think we lost one and we won one. So we have Kifs in the top left as Terran. And we have Chaos beside him on the right, Protoss. And we have the real beast as Protoss bottom left. And we have Julian in the bottom right as Zerg. So we're expecting from Julian most likely one of two things: mass muta or ling drops. Protoss player should really stay one base as long as possible, build defensive cannons, go starport with Phoenix in Void Ray happens. And there's 2 Protoss, of course, so that's the ideal build for both Protoss players on this map. Gifts can do almost whatever he wants, but he needs to get up to Stargate as soon as possible in order to expand or he's building an Evo chamber and a spawning pool. Yes, he should really. Getting as well. Hasn't checked to see which opponent this is. I would have expected him to go slightly further up just to see who's actually there. And he should really. Okay, so he's getting banned immediately. Queen. Getting gas. The question is he getting that gas for tech or is he going to get that gas for actual speed? I think he's going to do something sneaky. Drop. Sorry, his drone. And Kifs has gone Rex. Factory, please. Yep. Okay, so it drops down a factory. Meanwhile, the real beast is being safe. Like I like this. Cannons getting cybernetics. Yep. After the cybernetics, he wants to go starport. He needs to build at least one more pylon in both locations in order to fortify his buildings. Artosis pylons can be a pain. Julian has expanded. Second gas, getting a spore crawler. Most likely he's going to get another one. 2 spore crawlers. That's okay. Drones across. And Chaos. Now this is good from Chaos. He knows where Julian is. Therefore, he's going to attack the Protoss player with the Mothership Core, similar to what I did. There's good cannons there, placement. So he's not going to do too much damage, but he's going to really annoy in terms of gas. Real Beast is going to lose at least 3 probes. He's getting his own Mothership Core, but a wild combination. Now, should really get a Phoenix. No, he's getting the Void Ray. Void Ray is fine as well. While we see 2 starports from Kips. So from the 2 starports, I expect to see Vikings. There's a Void Ray from Chaos, and this is going to be painful. Meanwhile, Julian is getting Spore Crawlers. This could end up being a 2 versus 1. Then a Queen. Do is just kill the okay. Button overcharge, okay. But kept on attacking. Would have won that fight. Baked first. That Mothership dead. Another Void Ray coming in. There should be a 3rd Void Ray on the way. There's actually 2 starports. Fed some cannons against Julian, which is good. Vikings, and these are Vikings coming up now. A lot of Vikings now coming up for Kips. Handy thing about Vikings, of course, is that they can pretty good against air, great range, but as well as that, they can also do drops, which critical here. Julian is still droning. Good. The unfortunate thing here is that Julian isn't actually assisting his ally. The ally is a tough spot. He only has 1 starport. He's building a 2nd starport, but no upgrades. Very hard to do upgrades and have double Void Ray production in 1 base. 3 Void Rays. Retreat. One of them are good. Unlucky there. Void Ray, 2 more Void Rays coming in. Void Rays. But realistically, Julian can't actually assist his ally. Building a Spire, but it's going to be too late to actually assist his ally. The Real Beast is effectively dead here. What Chaos should do now is just follow an overcharge. Sorry, not follow an overcharge, just prismatic alignment and take out the cannons. Bit of scan on Julian, so they know what Julian's doing. They know Julian's getting a Spire. But to be honest, Kips has now 4 starports. Now, he doesn't actually have the production to produce units from those starports consistently, but it means that he can get a lot of Vikings. And if Julian goes Muta, it won't actually work for him. Drop is going to land. Vikings killed him. Julian has 2 queens, which is good. I think what Julian needs to do is just keep getting queens. Meanwhile, the Real Beast has lost his base. Likely lose all his probes. There's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing Julian can do about it. Julian is going Muta. Oh, it's all about micro now. Muta against Vikings. Muta, of course, are very good against Void Rays. And Julian is on 2 base. His on economy is pretty okay on both bases. What's he doing? Careful. Okay, so net is just kill. Yeah. Vikings landed. Muta in the air. Vikings die. And Chaos needs to be careful here because he's going to run out of minerals. He needs to expand. Both players need to expand. Because what Julian's very good at doing is Julian's very good at just being annoying. In other words, staying in the game and just somehow somehow just lasting long enough to cause problems to his opponent. So there's Vikings. The Void Rays are going to attack Julian's base. Julian needs to be really careful now. Vikings are dead. Better. Julian doesn't realize what's about to happen to his base. Get now. Julian sees it. Okay. And that's very painful, losing the spire. So what he needs to do is immediately build another spire. That is massive over minerals. He has enough muta to kill the Void Rays. But his production is halted on the basis that he doesn't actually have a spire anymore. And again, not enough Vikings. He's critical mass on the Vikings, so he needs to just kill the Vikings immediately. Ifs need to do is just reduce his Vikings, keep them at home, wait till he has critical mass, and then attack. Too many cannons there, and can't attack that. Julian retreats. Julian should expand, and he is expanding. Exactly. Perfect. Yep, that's exactly what he needed to do. He actually expand again. So many minerals, so little gas, that the best option here now is to do what he's doing. But the spore crawlers and expand. He's building another spire, but he should really be building 2 spires in case it gets taken out again. Not happy with that. I think he really should have gone 2 spires. And again, our Tern is still on 1 base, and he's close to getting mined out. And our Protest player is the same. They both need to expand. Bilby still has probes, and he's going to build his base again. So there's 4 Void Rays and 2 land Vikings. This is going to be very close. Problem with this for Julian is that he's needed the air, but he doesn't actually have the gas to actually get enough units. Now 4 Vikings will kill 3 muta, so Julian needs to be really careful now. And as you can see, he has massive over minerals. Okay, and this is where it gets very, very difficult now for Julian. Kill that Void Ray. Now he needs to retreat the muta, but he can't retreat the muta, so he's in trouble. More spore crawlers. He needs to just keep getting drones, keep getting queens, and he's getting queens. Again, he's doing nothing at his 3rd. He should be getting stuff at his 3rd. The beast is now back to mining. And again, as I've said throughout the game, it's a question of resources. Neither Chaos or Kifs have expanded, and that's going to cause serious problems. 392 gas left there, 352 left there. Julian has 11 muta. I would have preferred to see him attack the Protoss player, but again, the Protoss player does have a lot of cannons. The problem with Julian's attack here is that he's too far from home. Gonna see this? Yes, brilliant. Now, attack Julian, and he's going to kill the Void Rays. That's perfect. Killing those Void Rays was brilliant. Prismatic alignment doesn't do much against muta. Julian is now getting probes or drones at his 3rd. And again, it's looking pretty okay for Julian, provided he can keep on getting mutalisks. Provided he can secure his 3rd. It doesn't really matter too much what happens to the real beast. Probes alive, which is good. Julian's going to send some drones to his 3rd. He needs to keep getting more and more drones. And again, Kifs is mined out, and Chaos is mined out. They're both only on 1 base. Chaos has enough for a medivac and getting a medevac. He has enough for a medevac, but he can always lift his orbital command. Okay. Not enough Vikings. So what Kips need to do is lift and land somewhere else. And unfortunately, Chaos is in the scenario where he's going to have to ask for minerals from his ally in order to actually build a nexus on another island. Julian should be getting gases, and he is getting gases. Julian is very happy now because he sees that his opponent still hasn't expanded, and he must be feeling fantastic right now. Has his spire, but he's not getting up. Well, he is getting upgrades. Really have a second spire. Really keep on getting. So here comes the transfer. And he has enough now for a nexus. So drop and build a nexus. And there's really nothing Kips can do because he has no units. All Julian should do is just kill the probes, kill the SCVs. Yeah. And again, this is just management of resources. That was the problem here. Critical mass with the Muta.
Yep. Also, I said before the first game begins that Julian wins all the rounds.
You did? You did?
So now we're going to start the match interviews. I think I'm going to interview Chaos in German, and then I'm going to move Julian, and you can speak with him in English.
Okay, perfect.
User was moved to your channel.
Moin,
Moin.
was war los bei euch?
Ja, das ist einfach alles scheiße.
Ja,
Wir hatten Ding zweimal schier weg und verlieren dann zu zweit gegen einen. Das ist halt irgendwie arg traurig.
ihr seid auch nicht expandiert in der letzten Runde, ne? Also ressourcentechnisch.
Ja, nee, das ist das Problem. Ja, brauche ich jetzt nicht erläutern. Wir können das nicht. Wir waren auf einem guten Weg, es hat passt. Ich bin mit dem Mothership Core rüber zum Tots, weil ich mir gedacht habe, okay, gegen die Queen brauche ich nicht gehen. Haben ihn eigentlich down gehabt, hat er alles passt bis dahin und dann Juice nicht gekriegt und dann war es das halt. Es war ja im zweiten irgendwo dasselbe. Im ersten, da hat man Reeves, der eigentlich auch Echo war weg, er konnte nicht mehr nachbauen und verlieren dann wieder allein gegen Juice. Ja. Und das zweite hat mir ja gar keinen Auftrag. Das war einfach viel zu gut Dev. Das war recht gut gemacht von denen.
Schade, ich meine, ein Punkt mehr und ihr hättet noch euer Traummatch gehabt gegen Neckbreaker und Leon Fab. Naja.
Ja, weißt du, ist das. Mal gewinnt man und mal verliert man und mal gewinnen die anderen.
Gut, wir wünschen dir trotzdem noch einen schönen Abend. Vielen Dank.
Ja, danke. Komm.
Ja.
Tschüss.
User was moved out of your channel.
So, Julian now.
User was moved to your channel.
Hallo.
Hi, Julian.
Hello.
Well done.
Thanks.
Were you confident?
No.
That first game.
What?
That first game when you held their push, and then you
Yes.
went into your medevacs, planned to go across the map, and they attacked again. How did you feel at that point?
It was really bad timing.
Yep.
I wanted to do a fast rope. But...
Yeah. And what about the third game?
Oh, it was very close. I thought we lose
Yeah.
it.
At what point in the third game were you happy?
when I killed his 8 Old Race.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the win.
And you were happy enough when you saw they hadn't expanded?
Yeah, that too. I just waited and built more mutas.
And you took your turn as well, which was nice to see. More or less it.
So, congratulations to you and your team.
Jo, danke.
See you next time.
Jo, see you.
Bye, Julian.
Bye bye.